Hello Year 7, welcome back to Food Technology. Today we are continuing on with our design brief and design process graded task. We are looking at online learning week starting the 14th of the 9th. Our learning intention today is to understand how to write and use evaluation for criteria. Success criteria is I can demonstrate how to write evaluation criteria by completing the following activity. So you may need to have a quick reread of what we did last week, and you should have completed your 3 design options and your justification of why you have chosen the product option or design option that you have. So let's move on to the next step. Evaluation criteria. This is very important key vocabulary. So what are they? Evaluation criteria are criteria or ways or questions we use to measure the success of a product. So what we're going to do is that we're going to come up with 3 questions. They need to be open-ended questions so that when you respond to them after your prac in term 4, you will actually have plenty of scope to explain yourself. I do not want to see any closed questions, which are yes and no answers, okay? So here we go. Using the highlighted information from the design brief, create 3 criteria for evaluation questions you could use to reflect on the success of your dish. To ensure you don't repeat yourself, use the following as a guide. So question 1 should ask the question centered around sensory properties of your product, okay, which is a savory muffin. So the evaluation question could have anything to do with the sensory properties. Now, if you need to go back and look at last graded task activity, sensory analysis, to remind yourself what the 4 sensory properties are, then you are free to do that. I would stop the video, go and have a look at your past booklet, and then come back and finish this. So there are 4 sensory properties, and you would need to make a question that would get you to reflect on that after the product is made. So what is it about a sensory property that you could measure? Okay, so you could measure the appearance of your product, you could measure the aroma, you could measure the taste, and you could measure the texture. So any question that is going to be linked back to the design brief from the cafe, okay, but focusing on a sensory property slant, okay? So something like, explain how the appearance of your savory muffin was appetizing to the customers of the Wild Bay Leaf Cafe. There's an example. You do not need to respond to this evaluation question. We're going to be doing that after we have done the prac in term 4. Question 2, okay, you would need to reflect this question and focus this question on the specifications in the design brief. So the specifications in the design brief were the things that we are constraints and considerations. So you would need to go back up to the design brief or anywhere in your document and find what they were again. Remind yourself of what the constraints and the considerations were for this particular task, and then you're going to focus your question for evaluation around those things. Again, you don't need to respond to this question. You'll be completing that after the prac in term 4. Let's scroll down the page and get our last evaluation criteria written. So the last one we're going to talk about, and I want you to focus your question or your evaluation on the production. So this is the making of your product. And a very easy evaluation question that we could use here would be, explain how you managed your time during the production of your savoury muffin. And then your response would be after the prac. Okay, so there you go. There is evaluation criteria. Okay, so I need you to do 3, and then I would expect to see these boxes that have response blank. They do not need to be filled in yet because we have not completed the task. Then what I want you to do is I want you to use the rest of this time to start organising your thoughts about your written reflection or essay. Okay, so using sentence starters again, like we did in our last graded task for sensory analysis, we have an introduction and 4 paragraphs and a conclusion. So this table is set up just a little bit differently, and we have introduction, the design brief is, and then you would finish your sentence here. The design process is, and you would finish your sentence here, or a definition of the design process is, and you can use any one of those. Then you're going to move down to paragraph 1. It already tells you with the teal going down the page here that T is for the topic sentence. So investigation is. With the topic sentence, you need to set the paragraph up and explain what you're going to be talking about. So you might need to give me a little definition of what investigation is. Okay, so that's where you would type that in. You would say investigation is and continue on there. Then the next part of your teal is explanation. Okay, the 3 main points I would like to make in the paragraph are, and then you're going to write them in here. Then you're going to give me some evidence. Okay, a great example of investigation is, and you're going to use evidence from your investigation of this savoury muffin. So you would go back up to where you have completed the work for investigation, all the way back down here. I think I've gone too far. Here we go. Where are we? So you would have a look at, here we go, investigation stage. So what did you do here? What evidence can you provide in your writing to support your statements about investigation of your savoury muffin? Okay, so that's what you're going to come back to this space here. Then you're going to continue back down to your writing, okay, and then you're going to say more evidence. You're going to, investigation is important in the design process because, so you need to give a statement as to why you think it's important. And then in conclusion of that paragraph, okay, you're going to then make another statement, and that's the link, all right? So then you go to paragraph 2 and you're going to start the whole process over again, and you're going to be talking about designing, okay? And you're going to follow that again, that same template. Then you're going to do paragraph 3, okay, and you're going to be talking about producing. Follow the same pattern, the same template, okay, then paragraph 4 is just about evaluation, all right? So there you go. Now, you probably are not going to be able to write a lot of evidence about evaluation or production because we haven't done it yet. So you may need to leave those ones. You can definitely write in what the definition is, the topic sentence. Okay, you could even have what your 3 main paragraphs are. Have you noticed that I've got a little typing error there? I've copied and pasted this all the way down and it's wrong in every single one. How funny is that? Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So I would expect to have at least all the writing done for your introduction, the writing complete for investigation, all the writing complete for paragraph 2, which is designing. You could finish and complete your topic sentence for paragraph 3 on producing because you're just introducing what it is. You could definitely write the topic sentence for evaluation, okay? And so you can get started on those. And then the rest of paragraph 3 and 4, you will finish after the prac, okay? There is also a conclusion. So the topic sentence, design briefs and the design process is important because, or you could use the importance of design briefs and the design process are, and you could put some ideas into here and start that. You don't need to have finished the last ones either. The extension question. Explain why design briefs and the design process is important in other design contexts. So what that is referring to is some of the videos that you have been watching in relation to product design and different food product designing shows. So you need to kind of take some of that information all together and see if you can come up with an explanation as to why or how you would explain the role of design briefs and the design process in other design contexts, not just in food technology or for food technology in a manufacturing sense. We can always talk about this extension a little bit more. So that's all it is for today. And then after holidays, we're going to come back to class at school. And I think the first week back will be a basic prac, okay, which is yet to be confirmed. And then in week 2 of term 4, you will be making your savoury muffin that you chose out of your 3 design options. So the one that you have listed in your justification here. So that will happen in week 2 of term 4. And then all you would need to do is just finish off the paragraph for 3 and 4 with your supporting evidence from your production and your evaluation questions. Okay, so we're going to leave it there and I will talk to you next week.